Hey, welcome to Car Guy Confessions, brought to you by ARP. I'm Jeff Smith. This is my car buddy Cam Benty and car builder Steve Strope, and we're going to tell you some stories. Welcome to another episode of Car Guy Confessions with Jeff Smith, brought to you by our friends at arp-bolts.com. We also want to give a shout out to our friends at the Grand National Roadster Show. They give us this little kiosk here. We have a little corner in the booth in the building and stuff, and it's a great time. It's Sunday morning, and we found a car. The producers found a car here at the show. And it's just got an interesting twist to it, and we thought this would be kind of fun because every car here has a story, right? Yep, every car has a story. So, Nick.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Nick?
Yep.
Right? And what's your last name?
Noriega.
Okay. And it's a 31...
Five-window coupe.
Five-window coupe.
Yep. Ford.
Over in the Swede Palace.
It is.
Yeah.
Just finished it Wednesday.
Finished it Wednesday. Okay. So when did you start?
5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. One of those overnight successes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what was the concept behind it? I mean, we'll start showing photos as we're talking about the car so they'll get a chance to see it.
So started off, I'm from Ontario, so I grew up here, come to the Grand National Roadster Show, Pomona Swap Meet. As a kid, got into car culture deluxe magazines from Stater Brothers.
Okay.
Buying them there.
Sure. Yeah.
Wanted a hot rod. About 12 years old, figured out that's what I want.
Cool.
I know I'll never own a 32. I knew those were expensive. I was like, 31 coupe, I think I can manage.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a dream of mine, and the car is how I met Paul and how we became best friends over it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So how long ago was that?
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We had a plan to build the car simple, and it went into a rabbit hole.
It always seems to go that way, doesn't
Ideas
it?
changed, and we found one part that worked better than the other part, looked right for the period of the car, so kind of snowballed into a bigger idea.
Which it happens every single time.
Yeah.
Right? It's rare where you have a plan in the beginning, and then that's the plan at the end. It almost never happens that way.
Right.
Yeah. But the whole idea was to drive the car, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Make it reliable, drive it, keep it simple. But one chrome bolt led to let's got to paint this. We got to match that. That doesn't look right. We got to OCD kicked in.
So it's got a nice look to it.
Thank you.
So it's a small block Chevy, but you didn't paint it orange.
Nope. We didn't paint it orange.
No.
We can thank him, the artist, and his knowing the colors.
So what's the color?
It's like a vintage maroon, like an early Chevy's maroon color.
Okay.
Kind of just wanted to keep it classy and have all the tones match with everything,
And it matches the tone of the car too. Now is that just like a single stage deal?
Yeah, single stage. Painted it with the gun, and then I took the original covers and we had those powder coated, so they're sealed, and then wet painted them and hand pinstriped the lettering on them.
So how big's the motor?
It's a 62 327.
327. Okay, excellent. So an old motor.
It's a vintage motor.
Excellent.
Vintage motor. It's got a 57 posi traction 9-inch smooth pumpkin.
Okay.
So traditional parts were used.
Right.
All the front spring, backing plates, wishbones, axles, it's all original chrome from the 60s, so it's preserved. We cleaned it as best as we could to keep it clean.
Yeah.
We did 41 Lincoln Buick drums in the front.
Okay.
Chromed, detailed with pinstriping.
Right.
So little details that you start walking around the car and catch.
Traditional front suspension.
Traditional buggy spring.
Yeah. And then what trans?
It's a turbo 350.
Turbo 350. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I told him was I wanted a swan shifter, so if you looked in the car, you wouldn't know it'd be an automatic.
Okay.
Just if you walk by it quick. I didn't want a low car shifter.
Okay.
I wanted you look at the car, it looks like a traditional hot rod. And that's what we shot for.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So I have a little history with a friend of mine. His name is Will Hansel. Built a 31 Model A for a hot rod. I don't know if you remember it. It's called the Budget Beater.
Yes.
And we did it for Power Tour.
Okay.
And he drove that car on two years of Power Tour, and then he moved to Detroit and went to work for GM as an engineer. And then about 2 years ago, he calls me up and he said that was on a TCI chassis. So he found the body. Okay. Actually, there's a long story around the body, but we won't get into it. And found the body and then put it on a TCI chassis.
Yep.
And he's put like 30,000 miles on. Same kind of deal with your car.
So again, through Paul and his connects, he had a TCI chassis lined up. I wanted to do a stock Model A, and he's like, let's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go a little nicer.
And
it again snowballed into what it is. And as far with the styling with the car, in SoCal, the traditional is high boy, chop the roof.
Right.
And I said, I want to flip it on the head and be different. I don't want to look like everybody else.
Sure, exactly.
I looked at him and said, you ever built a channel car? He's like, yeah. It's a lot of work. And I said, I want it.
Okay. How much did you channel it?
It's got a 5.5 inch.
5.5
channel.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I mean, we wanted to play on the car that it was an East Coast car. Dude got Hop Up magazine, saw the California car,
Right.
came to California, found a Beach Boys album, looked at the surf style, and was like, I need something I can put my surfboard on, go see the beach.
Okay.
It's got that early 60s
that
California
vibe to it.
look
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
okay.
You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we settled on and tried to keep everything pre-64 on the car.
Okay.
So headlight
that's why the motor
switches,
you wanted to keep it
yes.
364. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a particular reason for that cutoff?
No, well, mainly because we luckily had ran into the rear wheels that are 60s and they're super hard to find in the Ford bolt pattern.
Oh, okay.
And we were fishing, surfing, calling people, and finally a buddy of ours ended up getting a car that he bought. Sent me a picture, and I said, man, what's up with those wheels? Oh, they're hideous. Come grab them. And I was like, dude, you will never know what would just happen to us. And we got the front ones. So they're original Ford pattern, skinnies in the front, 5s in the front, 7s in the back. Gave it the look, and it was like, man, those wheels drove us crazy to get it dialed.
Yeah. Hi, John.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Am I interrupting you?
Yes, you are.
That's fine, isn't it?
That's you, John. That's you.
All right, see you guys later.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, just we wanted to keep it different. We shortened and narrowed a 32 firewall to put a 32 firewall on a Model A.
Okay.
It's got an original 32 grill.
Okay.
We did 34 Ford pickup truck dash in it.
Okay.
Relocated the gas
is that kind
tank.
of a traditional thing to do? That particular truck, or is this something you just liked?
It flowed right, and we had an early Stuart
Yeah.
Warner panel that fit the dash, so just not to keep it Model A dash, spruce it up a little bit. We did the 32 Calvin on the gas tank, so there's a lot of, if a couple of aspects from the 32 that we couldn't afford to build the car, but we put some 32 stuff on the car. So it's like I like the 32 enough to use some of the parts on it and put it on the Model A, which it takes a little bit. It's a challenge to do the firewall.
And I would think it would be. I'm not a street rod guy, but it would seem to me that mixing and matching those pieces have to be critical because otherwise the car looks like a distortion node, right? I mean, it can look like it's just what happened here, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought of the simplest way was just do a smooth piece of aluminum, engine turn it, gives it that 60s vibe. But then I felt like it took too much attention off the motor, and I was like, let's do it. He came up with the idea, and he's like, hey, I got this 32 firewall that's pretty haggard. Can we fix it and make it fit? Yeah, we can make it fit.
Yeah, so again, all the parts on that car for the most part are original source parts. 32 firewall is a real 32 firewall that was hacked.
Yeah.
I got it for $60 because it was the whole bottom was cut out. I just want the pretty top.
Yeah.
Then we ended up using a truck firewall because it had the dip in it to clear the distributor.
Okay.
So I said, hey, I have this wild idea since I had these firewalls sitting in my backyard. And I said, this is what I want to do. He shook his head at me. He's like, this is going to suck. But
a challenge accepted.
But, if you look at the car, you can see that firewall is really unique.
Okay.
And we've never seen it done before. So I was like, well, let's try to push the boundary here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes your car unique. Is it's got your style to it. It's got your influence on it, stuff like that. So that's great.
And then he's a fireman, so he's always on the call, and that's where the roof rack comes in because he's like, I don't have room in the trunk. If I got to change stations and I drive the hot rod to the station, I got to get my gear stuff and go.
So that's the plan.
One of the beauties of living out here in Southern California.
Right. So where I live and where I work is about 20 minutes.
Okay.
The idea of me building this car was to have a backup car or honestly drive the car to work. And again, like he said, I told him from day one, Model A's getting channeled with the roof rack, and he thought I was crazy, especially for the roof rack. And I said, it's important to me that we do this because that makes the car usable.
Yeah, exactly.
So far, anyone's gone up, they're like, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Especially
those castings that you use. What are those?
I found them at a swap meet.
Really?
Yep, found them at a swap meet. I'm sure someone
Specifically for, you think, the early Fords like that? For a
I'm not
wreck,
quite
or-
sure. I've seen them before.
Yeah.
Some guys have them on like 55 Chevy trucks.
Yeah, they're like a universal bracket.
Okay,
but
because it's a pinch weld across the top and
yes,
lift it on
yeah,
your-
anything
okay.
that has a generic ring
Yeah, and
gutter.
that just sits. It just clamps right onto that drip rail.
I mean, it looked like it was designed for it, yeah.
Yeah, definitely designed for
Yeah.
drip rails and short roofs.
Okay.
Like a lot of Chevy trucks have them. I think the full-size ones are called quick and easy clamps.
Okay.
Roof rack clamps,
Okay.
Yeah.
universal.
Yeah.
You can find them at swap meets. I had another pair that I sold.
Uh-huh.
The roof rack is all this guy right here. I showed him some pictures of original roof racks,
Yeah.
and we came up with that.
We went through some 30s pictures, and I got a lot of guys that are into VWs. I'm an old VW guy too, so the roof rack on the Bug,
Sure.
they always look right.
Yep.
So I had to like kind of sit there and make sure the mojo was good and design on the car
Sure,
because
yeah.
I want the VW guys to walk up and be like, yep, all right, you got the style down. And as an artist, you want it to look right on the car too. Like it's not out of place or some adapted cars.
Sure. Yeah,
Roof rack
exactly.
on it,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, but it's an interesting point too, because when I went for, so my buddy with the 31, he shipped it back to TCI to get some chassis work done.
Okay.
So we're talking on the phone one day. He lives in Detroit. I said, so he shipped it out there. I said, you're just going to ship it home? He goes, no, I'm going to drive it. I went, going to drive it?
Yeah.
Who's going with you? Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, nobody. Well, he wanted me to go with him.
Right.
Yeah.
So we kept talking. I finally said, dude, you can't do this by yourself. I found myself saying, I'll go with you. You know,
Yeah.
I never spent any time in his is a Roadster.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No time in an open cockpit car for
Yeah.
any stretch of the imagination. And man, we had a blast. We had
Sounds
an
like you had
absolute blast.
a
It
good-
was so much fun.
A good buddy that set you up. Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
I
he
need,
did, he
I
did.
need a co-pilot with
That's
me.
right. I mean, that's what he wanted me to say.
Yeah.
And then, so then later I call him up. I go, so you've got the rumble seat and it's all upholstered.
Right.
So what can I bring for luggage? Because
Right.
we're going to be on the road for like 6 days. And
Yeah.
he goes, whatever you can fit in a backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jam
Yeah.
every piece of clothing I can shove in
Yeah.
this thing. But we had a great time, just a great
Yeah.
time. So that's what you plan to do with it too, like road trips and stuff like that.
I'd like to do, the Vegas stuff, and I want to take it to Bonneville. I know we'll make it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I
Yeah.
live close where I live is about
That-
45 minutes from El Mirage.
Okay,
So it's going to
okay.
be out in El Mirage a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted
Well,
to-
that's almost like a Mecca, right? It's
Yeah.
like you got to make the pilgrimage.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, and that's the idea. Is I have a 49 Chevy truck.
Oh, okay.
So that was my first car. I still own it. High school car.
Excellent.
235 in it. I rebuilt it.
Uh-huh.
And I drove to school in it.
Uh-huh.
Still own it. But
Excellent.
I wanted a V8 hot rod. And I settled on the truck because that was cheap in front of me.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, I'm not giving up on the hot rod.
Right.
I don't care
yeah.
how long it takes. So that day has come.
Yeah, I in the beginning I was same kind of truck that I want. It's like I'm a Chevelle guy, but it's like those trucks are so badass. And I waited too long, and they're hard to find now.
Yeah.
In the beginning, they were easy to find.
Yep.
Yeah.
I live in Iowa now, and my buddy said this was 15 years ago. He said, oh, they're everywhere.
Right.
Well, now they're not everywhere.
They're not
They're
everywhere
gone.
anymore.
No,
They've been
they're
snatched
even-
up.
yeah, even
Or
the-
if you find one, the guy says, no, I'm not selling this.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I'll get to it one day. I'm going to build it.
Yeah,
Get it
exactly.
built.
And they never will. But
No. I mean, you can't shoot the guy's dream down.
No,
but-
no, absolutely not. So
know.
yeah, that's great. So anything else you've had in your collection of stuff, or is that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Since I became friends with him, he liked to use the Miyagi, little Mr. Miyagi me,
Okay.
Karate Kid references. I have learned so much, the wealth of knowledge this guy has.
Yeah.
Go to swap meets with him. He showed me what to look for,
Uh-huh.
how to tell real stuff from fake stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm now to the point to where I try to get out in front of him in the swap meets to grab the stuff I know he's going to buy. I want the chrome BLC headlights because, they didn't come there.
Right,
I want
right.
the arrow headlights and,
Mm-hmm.
that's a bell wheel or, Auburn dash, Auburn gauges,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
stuff that
yeah.
are the hot rod stuff. I'm now educated and knowing. It's
Yeah.
all thanks to him.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I have a 40 Mercury coupe.
okay.
That's
Ooh.
good. That's the next one we're building after this one.
Okay.
So-
what's the plan for that?
Same thing, patinaed but driver. Has a
Mhm.
383 stroker with
Okay.
built trans, and that's getting a chrome 8-inch chrome
Uh-huh.
front suspension too.
Okay.
Apparently, I like chrome.
Yeah.
So
Hey, we'd like to thank our sponsor, ARP-bolts.com. We got a fantastic little backdrop here. They make an outstanding series of bolts, almost anything you would need for engines, chassis, things like that. In fact, we were at lunch today, and a guy asked you about the bolt on the back of your shirt, and and I said, well, it's really about a head bolt. They neck the stem down of the bolt on a short, small block Chevy head bolt, so it's a clamp load is even across 3 different head bolt lengths on a small block Chevy. And, so that's the kind of technology that you get out of ARP. And we've all got stories on all that stuff.
Well, for a translation of what he said, call ARPbolts.com.
but the message is that you can't get any better than that.
No, you cannot.
There you go.
Excellent.
Old chrome is king.
Yeah.
I'm going to do like an 8-inch chop on it, give it the look.
Wow.
We're going to leave it patinaed, and we're not going to get rabbit holes into this program.
Yeah.
It's going to be wiped clean, everything fresh, but nothing powder coated and painted and chromed.
Okay.
Whatever we found for it, that's the way it stands.
So what's the technique for cutting glass if you chop a car like that? Is there a key to it?
No, I mean, it's just generic cut glass. You have to have a guy that's done custom glass
To know how to pull it off?
Yeah.
It seemed to me it'd be very easy to crack it.
It is. The most important thing is when you're in the middle of the chop to have the car squared.
Okay.
And have all windows be matching so that when you come to glass, you can give your glass guy the pattern.
Okay.
And say, hey, this 1/8-inch piece of wood fits the cuts perfect.
I've run into that. I had a Chevelle redone, and the base windshields on early Chevelles always rust out.
Yeah.
So the shop put the new panel in.
Right.
And then took it to another body shop when I moved to Iowa.
Yeah.
Or before I moved to Iowa, and he says, "Come here, check this out." It was literally 3/8 of an inch difference in height from the driver's side. It was high on the driver's side and low on the passenger side.
Yeah.
And cut all that stuff out and do it again.
I mean,
so I have appreciation for that because I had to pay to do that job twice.
Yeah. And that's one pet peeve for me too. Like, I'll do a cardboard layout of the windows. I generically know what my eye knows what to do for the chop.
Sure. Yeah.
But to stay right, car's got to be squared, pattern's got to be made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're cutting a car. Once
Yeah.
you cut it, you can't
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah.
So it's better to cut less than more. You can sneak up on it, trim it,
Right.
get it to everything lines up, and then you got to think of the other guys after you. Like, I chopped the car, I ended up welding it, finishing the bodywork. The guy's got to do the stainless on it. The
Right.
rubber's got to fit right.
Right,
The glass has
right.
got to fit right. It's like
Yeah.
a couple steps. You mess up on the first one, then
So the stainless would all be custom then as well, correct?
it's the original stainless to the car.
And then you cut it down.
Cut it down,
Okay.
heat it, modify it,
All right.
get it to all work right in the original
Are there cars
position.
that you've done where you have to make the stainless?
Yes.
How difficult is that?
It's time consuming.
I'll
It's
bet.
time consuming.
I'll bet.
It
Wow.
fights you because the stainless is a little different, mainly when it comes down to welding it, because you should use the same material of the stainless to weld it. That way,
Right.
when it goes to polish,
It doesn't look different.
It doesn't look different.
Right.
On the Mercs, it's tough because you only got one shot. It's not like you can replace that trim.
Yeah.
So
There's only so many of those pieces out there too, right?
you can't make a phone call and order a new piece of trim.
Right.
Doesn't work that way.
And if
does
you
it?
could and can, it's going to cost you too much
Oh,
money.
boy,
So you
yeah.
don't want to make
Oh,
that
yeah.
phone call.
Yeah.
But the trim's good on the car. So as long as we stay on point on the squaring, the chop, everything from then, it's just patience.
Okay.
Get
All
everything to fit
Now is this
originally.
this is a curved windshield? Is it?
No, it's flat.
It's a flat,
Flat
okay.
split.
But
Yeah.
the rear back glass is curved, right?
No, it's flat.
No,
Oh, it's
flat.
too?
Flat.
Well, that
Yeah.
makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
On a 40 Mercury.
Yeah, on the 40
Okay.
Merc.
40 Mercury.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So like the Martinga Merc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, so. Yeah.
Cool.
And then for the Model A, it started as a rattle can the chassis and just leave the body the way it is. And then as we were getting parts, this is too nice, like I said before, to compare to this piece. So everything's got to start matching.
Yeah. Where'd you find the body?
This guy again.
You had a body.
Yeah, that body came out of an old collection in Topeka Canyon.
Okay.
A couple of buddy of mine, the VZ Bros actually, went and bought a couple cars from the guy and called me and said, "Hey, we got a good deal on this coupe. We're here." I'm like, "Yeah, put it in the back of the truck."
Yeah, stick it. Grab it.
Delivered it to me, and I scratched my head like, "Okay,
Yeah.
we could do something."
Yeah.
And then I have cars that I buy and sell and trade, and collect. I'm going to build this one until the next one comes up.
Right.
And I had that one. I've done probably half a dozen Model A's from buddies and myself.
Yeah.
I always liked the Model A because it doesn't get the respect that the 32 and the 34s get because of the cash value. But really, the Model A is the first hot rod, other than the Model T. So, if you can keep it in that realm, I think it's pretty neat. So I had it stashed.
Yeah.
Then I mocked it up. Then I met him. He bought some parts. I put the car up for sale. A couple days later, he calls me, hey, can we work something out on that thing? I've always wanted one. So I went down there, and then he put trust in me. And he's like, I know your vision. I know your style. I can trust the process that.
Because that's important, because it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other thing, too, is we're really great friends.
Yeah.
Trusting the process, and also, I'm also now turning into a customer, and it can get, muddy really quick when friends do other work for friends.
Yep.
Luckily, it with the trust that we have with one another, it didn't go that way. There's no bad blood there.
He gave me a couple key points that he wanted to stay on the car, and he's like, basically, you got open canvas, dude. I know your cars. If this was your car, how would you do it?
Yeah, you trust his style.
And I was like, enough said.
Because a lot of times, I can remember we were talking about painting earlier, and Pete Santini did some flames on my 65 El Camino.
Yeah.
And, I trusted the process completely, but I was there. I was actually doing a story on how to paint flames. And so we're doing the thing, laid out all the flames. It was all done. All we had left to do was a pinstripe. And I'm looking at it, I'm just, man, this doesn't pop. This doesn't pop.
Yeah.
And then Steve Stanford showed up.
Oh, yeah.
And laid the pinstripe, and it was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's that same thing. I trusted. I knew it would be okay, but it's like I just didn't get it. Right? And then I watched Steve lay the pinstripes out, and it was like, oh my goodness.
And two old school dudes, original in the game that I admire.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
Santini's got paint skill. Stanford, gentleman.
I was lucky
guys.
enough to meet him. I started with Carcraft in 1979. And one of the very first guys I did a story with was with Pete.
Okay.
A little Firebird that he had, a 69 Firebird.
Okay.
And we just became friends. He's painted my car twice.
Oh, nice.
So, he's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we, I want to give a shout out to Rob Rose for R&R powder coating in Riverside.
Yeah.
He gave me, he's let me use the shop. That's his business, is powder coating and sandblasting. And I mess around with hot rods on the side, give him a hand on his stuff, lets me do some stuff. And for his car, it was big key because it was like, hey, I need this bolt and this steering box sandblasted. Can you do it?
Yeah.
And then he powder coated the frame. And then the body's all powder coat. That's 2 coats of red oxide powder coat.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool.
That car was all
So he's
sampled.
got a big enough oven that he could put a body in there. With all the frames, of course, sure.
Oh yeah, we do a lot of cars for the show, as far as frames, and the oven's 25 feet. So, Impalas,
excellent.
Bodies get powder coated because it's a good sealant.
Sure.
And it's a good start.
So you don't have to worry about it now.
No.
Just drive that rat.
Just drive.
Just drive it. Put gas in it. Put gas in it. Make sure the battery's charged. Make sure you have a fire extinguisher in your toolbox, because if you have it, you don't need it.
Right.
So that's the
Exactly.
rule.
That's exactly how it works.
That's the rule.
If you don't have it, that's when you need it.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. So any plans for road trips and stuff? Oh, you said earlier.
I definitely want to do Vegas, Bonneville, and then I want to start hitting shows like the ACES Car Club, which we're a part of.
Oh, okay.
We do shows. We do a poker run.
Okay.
And we do Old World, the old German Old World down in Huntington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
tell me a little bit about the ACES Car Club, because these readers may not know about it.
yeah.
It was a rather original Southern California club, started in Bellflower in 1952.
52.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Our president of the club right now, Bob Hill. His dad was Bob Hill and started the club back in the day.
Okay.
Time went on, guys faded out.
Sure.
Bob brought it back to the scene, and it's been strong for about 25, 30 years now.
Excellent.
And we've got about 30 members in California. We got a chapter in Australia, a chapter in Germany.
Wow.
Okay. Arizona chapter now.
Arizona
That's the
chapter.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
is there a predominant body style? Is it mostly street rod stuff, or a little bit of everything?
It's almost pretty much like I would say pre-62.
Okay.
Like hot rods and customs.
Sure.
It's mainly hot rods. All of us
Right.
got 32s, 34s.
Uh-huh.
I'm probably the one guy that pushes the customs, skirts and spotlights and the traditional stuff.
Yeah.
But mostly all roadsters and coupes and hot rods and chopped cars. So, keeps it the style that his dad would have started back in the day.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Which is cool.
So how many club members in the early days? Do you remember?
That one I don't know.
No,
I'd have
not
to ask
many.
Bob on that
Okay.
one. But they were pretty deep because they were like Pasadena, Long Beach, Pomona, San Diego. So there was chapters of guys
Okay.
that kept it going. You
Yeah,
know,
that's cool.
Some guys did the shows, some guys just did the cruising, some guys did old Mirage racing.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you know, it depends who your friend patch was at
Right.
that time.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much on the ACES now.
Excellent. Excellent. So you guys do like 4 or 5 rod runs a year or something like that?
No, well, those are the 2 shows the ACES put on. But
Okay.
then, we have supports we support other guys, like, for example, RPM.
Okay.
We support RPM. We have guys, one of our guys from Arizona, Shiny. He's a really nice green truck, and he goes and he races. He comes out here from Arizona. He supports Verona, the RPM, all that stuff.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
The nice thing with the roof rack, I can put slicks on the back and go drive it down to Verona.
Really?
Right.
And
Oh,
run it
yeah.
on the track.
And run the car on the track.
Excellent.
Yeah.
As long as I don't break it, swap my tires and come back home.
Yeah, we got one of our club members, Rick. He's promoting the thing. It's an old rail job that was built back in the day in the '60s. It ran.
Okay.
Ran at Antique Nationals for a while.
Okay.
And then got put aside, and he brought it back. And
Right.
Originally flathead car, I think.
flathead
Yes.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I remember that
yeah,
car.
So
Yeah,
he
yeah,
takes
yeah.
it out to RPM. He races at Verona.
Took it to Trog on the East Coast. He did a road trip across the country with it.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So he's been pushing it, and he's real open. Anybody that wants to drive and go down the track, get in it and go.
go.
You know, it's kind of like the ACES club car,
That's
so to
great.
speak.
That's
so
great.
kind of fair. If you wrench on it, you can jump in it. If you jump in it, you'll have to wrench on it. So, you know.
Yeah, there's a fee.
There's a fee. Yeah.
Pretty fun. I got to jump in it at Trog at Flaybob Airport.
Okay.
Very first time I ever jumped in a drag car. Did you ever drag race before? I said, no. I said, I drive stick? I was like, of course.
Of course.
Jump
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And that was I did one drag race. Did it. It was great. Ended up being in Hot Rod Magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You open up
That's the race at Eagle Field, right?
It was at Flaybob in Riverside.
That's right. Okay.
It was,
That's
it was
yeah.
a one-time deal. You open it up, and then you see me sitting in the thing. I'm like, oh, I'm printed. So my wife's a photographer. I look at her. I said, I'm published. And she's like, it doesn't work like that. I said, no. I'm published. I'm in print.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
It's
That's
pretty
great.
funny.
And I stood there kind of grumpy at him because Rick walks up to me. He's like, hey, jump in the car. And I'm like, looking at my hand. I'm like, man, I'm already like 2 drinks down. This is not a good idea.
Not a good idea, yeah.
I'll let him go in.
And he
was
gets
good.
me famous.
Yeah,
He gets
I'm
me
like,
famous.
Not so bad. He gets a picture. I'm like, okay, well, fair's fair.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thanks so much for
Yeah,
you guys coming out.
absolutely.
This has been
Thank
a
you
lot
so
of
much.
fun.
Pleasure. Thank
Car's
you
a
so
great
much.
car.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I know from my own personal experience that when I went for the ride with my buddy, and we were done, he drops me off. He still had to go back to Detroit, and I'm in Iowa, so he still had another day to drive back up. And I was like, it was like, Shane, don't go. I wanted to keep going. It was so much fun. So you look forward to your fun ride. That would be great.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, thanks so much for taking a ride with us here. We'd like to thank our folks at arp-bolts.com and also our friends at the Grand National Roadster Show for giving us a little shot here. And if you like the stories we're telling you, keep watching, and we'll tell you more.